because हमारी society ऐसी है कि
Yeah.
if you are really bright student, you're ought to do engineering or medicine, right? So even I
Yeah,
followed
exactly.
that. Many people who must be listening to
Yeah.
this podcast, they don't know what they really want to do. Okay, they're still finding their purpose, their passion.
Hey guys, what's up? This side is Giriraj Asar and welcome to the another new episode of the Giriraj Asar podcast. And guys, आज का एपिसोड आप सबके लिए अमेजिंग होने वाला है. आप चाहे डिजिटल मार्केटर हो, चाहे आप कुछ भी कर रहे हो, एंड स्पेशली फॉर जो लोग बुक्स पब्लिश करना चाहते हैं, बुक्स राइट करना चाहते हैं, या फिर जिनको स्टोरी टेलिंग का शौक है, स्टोरीज लिखने का, सोशल मीडिया पे स्टोरी टेलिंग का, उनके लिए बहुत अमेजिंग होने वाला है. बिकॉज जो आज के जो मेरे पॉडकास्ट के गेस्ट हैं, वो एक उन्होंने खुद 5+ बुक्स लिखी हुई हैं, एंड आल्सो ही इज द बेस्ट सेलर ऑन Amazon, is the awarded from the People TV of the Best Story Award, is the features on the many published medias offline as well as online. And also one of the most जो इनकी सबसे अच्छी चीज लगती है is the like teaching people कि how to write your book, and they have the like I seen your lots of videos on related to you are sharing stuff on book teaching, book reading, storytelling, character. तो ये सारी चीजें आज हम जानने वाले हैं. तो बी एक्साइटेड. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू सो मच Sweta ma'am for joining with me and coming in my podcast, and welcome to the Giriraj Asar podcast.
Thank you so much, Giriraj. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for having me here. And I hope that you learn a lot from this session. And Giriraj, thank you so much to him for making this platform and having me on your own podcast. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. And also, one of them, my first questions, because I'm so curious about your journey, because I just read, and also I follow your own social media profile. You have follow with PM Modi sir, and it's a like appreciation and big proud moment for everyone, because हम लोगों को अगर जनरली कोई बंदा भी फॉलो कर देता है जिसमें हम बहुत खुश होते हैं, बट पीएम मोदी लाइक फॉलो करना इट्स लाइक बिग अप्रिसिएशन. तो I'm so curious about know your journey, because you are an engineer and also you are doing MBA, and then you are a shift on writing. And so what's your journey about become a successful author and also successful coach?
Okay. So I know that I'm a computer engineer, and then I did marketing management as well. And then how come I landed here, becoming a full-time author? सबको ये
Yeah.
question होगा. And how come Narendra Modi ji started following me on Twitter? The thing is that when I started, I never knew. So in 2003, I passed out from computer engineering, and I never knew that I would be a full-time author and on your podcast, Giriraj, in 2020. So much has
Yeah.
changed in last 17 years. So I had been very good in academics right from the beginning. I scored 100% in physics, chemistry, and mathematics in 12th standard. And people were like, yes, ye to, she will take engineering only and she will get the best college, 100% hai. So I was expected to do engineering because हमारी society ऐसी है कि
Yeah.
if you are really bright student, you're ought to do engineering or medicine, right? So even I
Yeah,
followed
exactly.
that. Many people who must be listening to this
Yeah.
podcast, they don't know what they really want to do. Okay, they're still finding their purpose, their passion. So in 2003, I had no idea what is this purpose, what is passion. All I knew was that engineering karna hai, and I want a really good job. I need a high paying job, and that's what I got. So in 2003, I had three
Yeah.
job offers right from college. I mean, in the final year, I had three job offers. I worked in the IT industry for 12 years. And, I did what the society wanted me to do. bright student है, very good. So
yeah,
you ought to do really good stuff. So उसके बाद
yeah,
in 2012, I thought let me take another big step, quit my job, and I started my own startup. So 2012 में एक boom था that everybody wanted to do have their own startup, get VC funding,
yeah,
and become
yeah,
multimillionaires very easily and very quickly. So even I had that dream कि चलो I have this fantastic software ideas, app बनाते हैं, and let's get VC funding. And we did make really good apps in 2012, but we were too early in the market. It was like जो apps अभी 2020 में चल रहे हैं, we made in 2012-13. So we were like 7 years early in the market. And there was no geo, there was no
yeah,
free internet. There was no, so much of smartphone boom, 4G, 3G, कुछ नहीं था तब. So, we failed. And that failure hit me very hard because I had been excellent in everything I did. It was like जिसको हाथ लगा उसको gold बन जाता था. That kind of success I had seen. So this was my biggest failure of life, and I didn't know how to handle it. I used to cry like anything for no reason. My family members would think that what is wrong, and they used to like, if you want to go back to job, go, go and work, whatever you want to do. But I had no idea really, what I wanted to do. And that failure actually taught me, it actually helped me reflect that what exactly I wanted to do. And that's when I, got back into my childhood memories, what I really enjoyed to do. And that's when I got that I really loved books. So school mein everybody used to call me bookworm. Okay, I was so attached to books. Subah se leke raat tak, I was, all I was doing was reading books. I come from a very traditional Marwadi family, okay, and where girls were not allowed to study science,
yeah,
and girls were not allowed to even wear jeans. Okay, I come from such a family,
yeah,
and that's when I realized that books were my best friends. I studied so that I could come out of that life, out of that conservative family, and that's when I realized
yeah,
I want to go back to my books. And in 2014-15 time period, when I was reading a lot of books, going through this very bad emotional phase, Narendra Modi ji started following me. And similar time, I was also thinking of writing something, writing my own book. So this happened all together. Reading books, him following me, and me writing, thinking of writing a book. That's when I thought that I have to do something. यार मोदी जी ने फॉलो किया, he had become the prime minister of India, and I thought let me write a book on it.
yeah,
So that's my fourth book, Nine, and I started learning how to write a book and attended a lot of workshops in Mumbai. And that's when I wrote my first book, Kiss of True Love, and the next two books, Radha in a Jinx 1 and 2, and then my fourth book, Nine. So that's how it all started. It started with a very low, that only when I failed, जब वो एक धक्का लगा, तभी I understood, okay, this is what I want. आंखें खुल गई types. So everyone who's listening to this
yeah,
podcast here, they might be like, okay, wow. So uh, I had such a fantastic career. You would be like, who leaves such a good, high-paying, cushy job? I was like, Shah Rukh Khan and Swades, that not satisfied with whatever you are having. Only
yeah,
when uh, I had that failure, I realized, I shouldn't be running behind money, but I should be running behind my passion, my purpose. And only then I will get that satisfaction that I am looking for. So, yes, that's how my writing journey started.
yeah, yeah. It's amazing, and also I understand properly because मैं भी 3 से 4 साल मारवाड़ी families में रहा हूँ because I live I did complete my engineering in Jodhpur. तो I know there उनका जो भी like होता है criteria like women's को लेके and girls को लेके because उनके घूंघट काफी फेमस है because girls are not allowed to
Yes,
yeah या जींस तो बहुत दूर की बात है उनके लिए वी नॉट आई थिंक वो साड़ीज भी बहुत कम वियर करती हैं दे
very true.
उनका फिक्स या उनका फिक्स ड्रेस कोड होता है एंड also I'm honestly I like the dress code and also one of the about your journey. Okay, how can you feel when you Narendra Modi is he follow with you on Twitter कि बिकॉज वो मोमेंट लाइक सबसे लाइक अमेजिंग मोमेंट्स होते हैं कुछ हमारे जब कोई सेलिब्रिटीज हम किसी को लाइक फॉलो कर देते हैं या फिर कोई भी जिस बंदे को लाइक करता हो कोई या फिर सोच नहीं सकता उस बंदे के बारे में और वो फॉलो कर देता है तो वी लाइक सो कि क्या हो गया अचानक से
I totally agree. I was jumping in the house. मैं हर एक को दिखा रही थी कि see he's following me, and I took screenshot. I also posted on Facebook to my friends that look, he has started following me, and it so see if you see that pushed me and motivated me. I was going through such a rough phase. I told you that almost like depression, and that actually lifted me and gave me some hope that of all people he's following me because I was engaging with him on Twitter, congratulating and for talking to him about what was going on in India. So I was just engaging with his tweets on Twitter, and that really actually pushed me, and I decided let me say thank you to him in my own way, and the least I could do was write about him. So that's how I came up
yeah
with my book, fourth book.
yeah it's a amazing and also I will more on talking about क्योंकि मेरे पास काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस थे कि because I read your blog and तो काफी I have like lots of questions because book writing से related अभी लोगों को काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं कि कैसे बुक लिखते हैं कैसे स्टोरी फ्रेम करते हैं तो because I have more questions so yeah and my first question is because right now market is popular on every person is tell storytelling so this word is so popular on everywhere चाहे आप लिंक्डइन पे कंटेंट लिखो या फिर हम इंस्टाग्राम पे कंटेंट लिखते हैं या फिर हम लाइक कोई भी पोस्ट क्रिएट करते हैं या लाइक कुछ भी क्रिएट करते हैं तो आई थिंक स्टोरी इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट तो अकॉर्डिंग क्योंकि यू हैव ए ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस ऑन स्टोरी टेलिंग स्टोरी राइटिंग तो अकॉर्डिंग टू यू how to create a story and how to write a story.
Okay. So, whoever wants to write a story, it's very important to understand what is this story about. Is it about you? Is it about a character? So, how do you nail your story? You have to be very clear about two things. Is it a character based story, okay, character or plot based story, or is it a theme or message based story? Okay, what are you giving from the story? What is the reader going to learn from this particular story? Are they going to learn something, or this is for entertainment? What is the purpose behind the story? The moment you have a clarity, you get a clarity on this thing, your half problem is solved because now you have clarity that okay, this is a character based story, so the story will be the story of transformation of this character. So obviously this character wanted something from the start of the story, and by the end the character is going to get this. Okay, but if it is some message that you're going to give, then how are you going to give this message to through this story? That you need to figure out. So basically every story is a story of transformation. It's either a transformation of a character or an event or a situation. Now even if you want to write a story on Instagram or a blog, you have to ensure that something is changing in the story. What is that? From the start there's something
Yeah.
that needs changing, and by the end that thing has changed. So that is what you need to ensure when you write a story.
Yeah, actually, exactly, yeah. And also you are talking about a character कि कुछ स्टोरी कोई सी भी हो उसमें कैरेक्टर इज द आई थिंक मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज जो भी या फिर मूवीज होती हैं बुक्स होती हैं बिकॉज वी अट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम स्टोरी मोर देन कैरेक्टर क्योंकि
Yes.
कैरेक्टर से हम लोग ज्यादा अट्रैक्ट होते हैं कि स्टोरीज के साथ परफेक्ट कैरेक्टर में तो अकॉर्डिंग टू यू हाउ टू चूज ए परफेक्ट कैरेक्टर एंड हाउ टू क्रिएट ए कैरेक्टर ऑन अवर स्टोरीज.
Okay, so you want to write stories, and of course, if it is a character based story, then you need to ensure that your character is not a perfect character. Yes, yes, your character should be
Yeah.
imperfect. Okay, so that character needs to,
Yeah.
have some defects. also that character, you want your character to need some change. Okay, वो character थक चुका है या फिर he wants some something that he's not getting. So that's how you decide that
Yeah,
my character is what these are the defects this character is going to have. These are the things that he
yeah,
needs, and this is what he desires. Okay, the story moves with
yeah,
these things. Okay, because he's not getting what he wants, because he doesn't know that the need also moves the story ahead. And what is the change? So character को change होना पड़ेगा, तभी तो उसको जो चाहिए वो मिलेगा, the desires. Okay, so and the entire story is
yeah,
about this inner and outer conflict. Okay, so this is what you need to ensure whenever you design a character. There are a lot of other things that go into character profiling, but yes, characters are something that we read the story for. जब तक हम कनेक्ट नहीं होंगे तब तक हम स्टोरी पूरी पढ़ेंगे नहीं. So right from the first page,
yeah,
you
yeah,
want your
exactly.
character to be
Yeah,
some way, uh, something that the reader is going to connect with. Okay, so that is why your character needs to have some defects, and it has to be vulnerable, and it should not be perfect. Okay, so that's the way of designing perfect characters that make them imperfect.
yeah, 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 exactly. Character is the like matters because we like हम लोग कभी कभी ना ऐसा भी सोचते हैं because हमें जो स्टोरी क्रिएट करना है उसमें परफेक्ट होना चाहिए कैरेक्टर, एवरीथिंग इज गुड. तो दैट्स व्हाई वी कभी कभी बहुत सारे इश्यूज हो जाते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स लाइक परफेक्ट. या एंड आल्सो माय अदर क्वेश्चन इज, चलो कैरेक्टर्स एंड स्टोरीज हमने डिसाइड कर ली, बट कभी कभी मैं इन माय लाइक मेरा अपना भी खुद का बता रहा हूँ कि मेरे साथ क्या होता है. बट स्टोरी का एक जो फॉर्म होता है ना कि एक एक तरह से स्टेप बाय स्टेप्स अगर हम बोले तो स्टोरी लाइक कहाँ से शुरू और कहाँ पे लाइक खत्म होना चाहिए परफेक्टली को, जिससे लोग इंगेज कर सके उस स्टोरी से. इन द सेंस अगर शॉर्ट फॉर्म में देखें तो कि व्हाट इज द परफेक्ट फ्रेमवर्क फॉर फ्रेम ए स्टोरी.
Okay. So I follow these 5 steps to write any story. First thing is that I find a good story idea. Now, this is very important because the idea is like the seed. अगर वो seed अच्छा
Yeah,
होगा तो you will get good fruit. So your story, the full form story will be good if the idea is good. So always have, spend enough time to finalize your story idea. Don't just jump into it. Okay. So that's the first step I follow, that I select a good story idea. Next is I outline the story. Now many times आपके साथ भी हुआ होगा कि when you start writing the story, suddenly you feel अरे it's not looking good, या जम नहीं रही है, या after
yeah,
writing the story you feel no, it's crap. Okay, so to
mm,
avoid this problem, I always outline the story first, so that I know that this is how the story is going to go. Sometimes people get stuck in halfway because
yeah,
they haven't thought of anything about the story. They just know ऐसे start करनी है, बाकी देख लेंगे, that the story is going to write
yeah,
itself. But I don't recommend that. If you really want to write and write fast and write better stories, so I always outline it. Next, do you want to do some research? क्या होता है कि हम लिखने बैठते हैं और लगता है कि आई हैव टू डू सम रिसर्च, एंड देन स्टोरी रह गई बाजू में, और देन यू स्टार्ट रिसर्चिंग ऑन गूगल, फिर वहां से आप यूट्यूब पहुंच जाते हो, फ्रॉम देयर यू गो टू इंस्टाग्राम. सो इट्स लाइक लॉट ऑफ टाइम इज वेस्टेड. So I do
yeah,
research before I start writing the story. Okay, so then I do the research of the story, and then I start writing the book, okay, or the story. So before starting to write, I've done everything, the due diligence. Now all is remaining is filling all those empty spots. मैंने outline भी कर लिया, so I know that this is how the story is going to go. So this is what you need to do when you start writing any story, that
yeah,
you create a framework, meaning the make the outline that this is how the story is going to go from the start. This is what is the problem of the character, and this is how the character is going to find different solutions, and only one of them is going to work, and then the problem will be solved by the end of the story. So this is how, for example, a boy meets girl kind of story, that the boy is lonely from the start, and then he meets a girl, कुछ होता है, but then break up, then meets another girl, something like that.
yeah,
And then by climax,
yeah,
he finally meets the girl of his life, or he meets the right girl right at the beginning, but then there are a lot of problems going ahead getting married. So maybe parents are not agreeing, or maybe they are fighting relationship issues.
yeah,
So you need to decide the outline of the story before you sit to write. So that's what I do.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, amazing. I think it's a five steps define the all story form की स्टोरी हमें कैसे engaging बना सकते हैं, कैसे एक अच्छी स्टोरी like लिखना चाहिए हमें. तो I think that's a great. And I think my other question is कि you are talking about story generating and story creating idea. So according to you, how to choose a good story and good and how to find a good stories and how can choose good stories one of them कि काफी सारी फाइंड कर ली तो अच्छी स्टोरी चूज कैसे करना है एंड अच्छी स्टोरीज के आइडियाज कैसे ढूंढने या फिर
So, one method I follow is that every day you read newspaper. Okay, you go and check news on Instagram. Not Instagram. You check news online, and Twitter पे भी बहुत ideas मिल जाते हैं stories के. So basically, one way is to check news every day. There might be something that will click. So keep noting things down. We say that
yeah,
reality is stranger than fiction. Okay, you will get some murder mystery, or you will get something which can be used as a starting point of a story. So one way is that
yeah,
be observing around, and you will get a lot of ideas. So even while sitting idle and you think that maybe this is a good idea, keep noting down. So I always document the story ideas, whatever I get, I keep writing them. Now, say for example, I've got 10 ideas or 12 ideas, and now
yeah,
I have to select one of them. Then obviously वो select करना जिसमें आपका interest हो. Okay. Now there are two things.
yeah,
One is what people like, and one is what you like. Now you are going to you will be able to finish the story only when you love that idea. So that is also very important, that you should be passionate about that particular story idea. Then only you will be able to do justice to that idea. So you should be passionate about it. Second thing is that the idea should be good, which you are passionate about, but it should be appealing to the reader as well. So you have to
yeah,
ensure that there is a market for this idea. People are going to love this idea. And then understand that if there are multiple ideas that fall in these two categories, the third thing is how much time you're going to take this to write this idea, this story. So
yeah,
then you decide based on these three questions that okay, this is the one I'm going to take now because it's going to take less time. I love this idea and there is a market for it. So yes, this is the way to select the right story idea.
yeah. I think it's a great way. And once again, I return back on your journey, and so you are basically you are all books on based on story, especially on love stories, and so because try आपकी वो फर्स्ट किस ऑफ द वो वाली बुक हो नाइन जो नाइन वाली बुक है आई थिंक इट्स द मोस्ट पॉपुलर बुक ऑन द Amazon and so is the best seller books. So how can came idea to write on especially on these topics about love stories and that kind of stories?
Okay. So एक तो मैं I'm a Bollywood fan. Okay. So
Yeah,
Bollywood तो खून में है टाइप्स. Patriotism, romance, ये सब कुछ I've got it from Bollywood. So right from the my childhood, I used to watch a lot of Manoj Kumar movies. So patriotism वहाँ से है,
mm,
and romance, Yash Chopra fan. So been watching a lot of movies. Plus, I come from a family who is a lot into reading. So I've been reading a lot, romance, thriller. So uh, the ideas were always there, but I started writing from 2016. The idea for Kiss of True Love came, just like that. that I thought this is a particularly good idea. Generally सब लोग date के बाद में kiss करते हैं, and this girl is having a
Hmm.
particular rule that she's going to kiss the guy before the date, okay, and then only she will decide she is going to go on
Yeah.
a date or not. So I thought that let's reverse the rule,
Yeah.
and let's see how this story develops. So I made the outline over overnight, and I wrote this book in flat 5.5 days. Okay, only 5.5 days I was able to write this book
Amazing.
and publish this book in a month's time. So yes, I followed the steps. Select the right story idea, romance hai, I know that's going to sell. Then I set aside the time for this book. So I said that I'm going to finish this in 5 days, and research whatever research was required. I knew that ये वाली आइडिया तो इंडिया में चलने वाली है नहीं, मीनिंग दी सेटिंग कि ये स्टोरी कहाँ
Yeah.
हो रही है. So I
Yeah.
set this in out of India, Spain. So I did some research on that area, where these characters are, and then I outlined it and I wrote it. So that's how this idea was developed into a novella. Nine, I told you that Narendra Modi ji started following me. Now I'm a Dan Brown fan. Okay, I love to mix facts with
Yeah.
fiction. So लिखना था biography. Okay, but I thought biography will be too boring. So I thought that why not mix it
Yeah.
with fiction? So I love
Yeah.
how Dan Brown mixes facts with fiction. If you've read any of his books, so I thought that let's do that, and I wanted to inform people, okay, about him, Narendra Modi ji, about BJP, about RSS in a different way. Now, can you imagine romance with RSS and BJP? A love story with this kind of
Yeah.
background. So I thought that
Yeah. That's why
let's
I asked this question.
so I thought
Yeah.
that let's
That's
try
why
it.
I asked this question. Yeah. Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
experimented with it, and have 8 puzzles into it. Okay, and Illuminati is like the 9 unknown men of India. So Dan Brown talks about Illuminati of the world. Okay, and I talk about Illuminati of India, the Ashoka's unknown men, 9 unknown men. So that's how I wove this story of nine with romance, romantic thriller. So there's a lot of thrill, there's mystery, and how Modi ji is involved, and how who are these 9 unknown men, and what is this mystery
Yeah.
about. That is what is nine about.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's amazing. And also back to one story. So I I think story writing and this all part are we have many guys are done because many we know कि काफी सारी books होती हैं जो Amazon पे काफी होती है. There is a good story and everything is good. Writing is good. So according to you, how to किसी स्टोरीज को हाउ टू मेक इंगेज विद एनी स्टोरी लाइक किसी भी स्टोरीज को बहुत अच्छे से इंगेज लाइक कैसे इंगेजमेंट कैसे लेके आना या फिर इंगेजिंग स्टोरीज कैसे क्रिएट करना या किसी स्टोरीज को हम कैसे इंगेजमेंट अच्छे से ला सकते हैं या इंगेजमेंट वाली स्टोरी बना सकते हैं जो लाइक ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग उसको रीड करें या फिर ज्यादा से ज्यादा उसकी कॉपी सेल आउट हो सके because I
Okay.
think engagement is the most important. Yeah, how to create an engaging story because
Okay.
story creating is the like काफी books हैं जो काफी अच्छी होती हैं बट फिर भी सक्सेसफुल नहीं होती बिकॉज ऑफ इंगेजमेंट या फिर ऑडियंस को पसंद नहीं आती तो हम ऐसी स्टोरीज लाइक कैसे क्या लाइक आपके अकॉर्डिंग टू यू बिकॉज योर बुक इज द बेस्ट सेलिंग ऑथर बुक तो हाउ टू क्रिएट ए इंगेजिंग स्टोरी जो ताकि सबको पसंद आए
Okay. So basically, the
या
question is that how do you get your readers engaged into your story? Okay. How so that they
या
remain
एग्जैक्टली
throughout. So my book is like 300 plus words. I mean, 300 plus pages. And if you see, it's on, been on Amazon Prime for 3 consecutive periods. So I know that the readers are reading. It's like a page turner. Uh, एक बार
या
जिसने बुक उठा ली वो जब तक लास्ट पेज तक पहुंचेगा नहीं आई नो दैट दे आर गोइंग टू रीड इट so your question probably is how
या
do you create such page turning stories. So that's what I take in my
या
7 day course where You can enroll into it, and I can share exactly how to write a bestseller. So that's what I take up
Yeah.
in one of the courses. It's like, I can go on and on this particular topic for an hour or 2 hours, probably I think 3 hours. But still, I'll give you something
Yeah.
here. How do you create engaging stories? Let your reader care for your character. Okay, that's the success tip or the
Yeah.
hack I'm telling you in Giriraj's podcast is that let
Yeah.
your reader connect to your character and care for it. Now, when will you read any story? Only when you are connected to the character. Okay, you want to know that what happens with this character tomorrow, the next day. ये character को जो चाहिए वो मिलता है कि नहीं? When will I care for someone? When will I read this? Only when I care for this character. So that you have to do right from the page one. Okay. So
Yeah.
the job for you as a writer or an author is connect, okay, the character with the reader right from the first page. So you have to hold, first hook the reader, and then hold that attention till the end of the book. And how you are going to do that, that's how you're going to learn in that 7-day course, that you have to do all these things to create an engaging story.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. And one of the story sections का one of the last questions of mine कि लाइक जनरली लोग स्टोरी जो क्रिएट करते हैं या राइटिंग करते हैं उसमें कहाँ पे लोग मिस्टेक करते हैं जो स्टोरी राइटिंग में दैट्स व्हाई वो एंगेजिंग स्टोरी नहीं बना पाते या फिर इस तरह का कुछ बना नहीं पाते जो ऑडियंस को पसंद आए कि जो होता है ना कि एक बार स्टोरी स्टार्ट कर दी फर्स्ट पेज से तो लास्ट पेज तक ही वो पहुंच जाए और वंस अगेन वो सजेस्ट भी करे कि यार ये स्टोरी पढ़िए बहुत अमेजिंग है लाइक तो वो क्या लाइक ऐसा लाइक मिस्टेक लोग करते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू यू
Okay. So according to me is maybe they're not doing it properly, meaning telling the stories, they're not showing it. Okay. So
या
that's one reason that it might not work well, is that they are telling the story and not showing it. Second thing could be that they are ending it too early. तो क्या होता है, आप you make the issue very very big, okay, and last में ending ऐसी होती है कि it was just a dream kind of, okay. So वो reader को मजा नहीं आता है, that you make a promise and then you're not fulfilling that promise at the end. The reader is expecting something right from the start, so you're making promises but you're not fulfilling the promises. So that's why the reader gets disappointed. नहीं यार, मजा नहीं आया क्योंकि आपने जो promise किया था right from the start, you don't didn't fulfill it at the end. So that's one reason your reader might not enjoy your story.
या yeah, it's amazing. And also we will come on the book writing because story is the like different, but sometimes कुछ books ऐसे भी होती है ना just like जो हम stories नहीं होती उनमें because some just like जैसे in the my field I write book on the podcast कि how to become a launch a successful podcast I think about just कि मैं इस तरह का सोच रहा हूँ तो and my question is if someone write their book from start जिसको कुछ idea नहीं है book reading का anything no clue about how to write book and no clue about how to write a story so how according to you how to write a book.
Okay, so your question, how do you write a book? So it's not
Yeah.
similar to writing a story. Okay, you have to know
Yeah.
why you want to write a book. I always tell my clients that, why do you want to write a book? Do you want to write a book because everyone else is writing? Then you're not going to write a book. Okay, so you have to have a very
Yeah.
strong purpose why you want to write a book. Now, there are many reasons. People say, I want money, I want fame, I want to become an influencer. So if you are giving me something, reasons like these, then I tell, okay, go back, okay, that, you're not
Yeah.
serious about your book. So
Yeah.
writing a book is something different. It's like, that you want to share that story, that emotion, that feeling. Um, you want to create awareness. You want to, use this book for something. So then that urgency and that burning desire comes in. So that's the first step, that find your purpose, why you want to write a book. Only when you find your purpose, then only you can go to the next step when your why is clear. Because आप start तो कर दोगे book लिखना, but in middle, uh, in 1 week or 2 weeks time you will get bored. And if your why is not strong, then your book will not
Yeah.
come out because you will leave it. It happens with most of the people. 31st को सबके resolutions बनते हैं, and by 21st of Jan they're all gone. Okay, because of this why. So that's why for book writing, the first
Yeah.
step is to have a clear purpose behind this book. What is it that you want to help people? You want to inspire them. You want to motivate them. Or you want to inform them. You want to entertain them. What exactly you want to do with this
Yeah.
book? Okay, so that's the first step. And then of course, next step is to find on what you want to write a book. Once your purpose is clear, then only you will be able to come up with the right idea. Okay, what exactly, on which topic you want to
Yeah.
write this book. Then whether this topic, this book is going to sell or not. So that's the third step that you will take, that find out from market research that this book has a market. Okay, this particular book idea is a market. And then you are going to outline it and set aside time for it, research for it, and then start writing the book. So these are the steps you need to follow to write a book. Any book, fiction or non-fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think it's amazing describe whole ki how to write a book. And also one question is coming to my mind when I think about writing a book. Ki it's okay. Why? Okay, like why clear? But we like think about कि इतना लंबा बुक्स में जो लाइक टॉपिक डिसाइड्स होते हैं कि फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ तो हाउ कैन डिसाइड दिस टाइप ऑफ फ्रेमवर्क व्हेन वी थिंक अबाउट राइटिंग ए बुक.
See, now it comes back to your own expertise. Yeah. So the thing is that, are you writing a book on something which you have just learned? Then you will take few years to understand. But if you're writing something which you're an expert in, then it shouldn't take more than 2 weekends. Okay. So that's what I take up in one of my mastery sessions.
Yeah.
Uh, how do you actually make this framework? But you have to be an expert in your field to do that. And that's what I recommend. I don't recommend you to take up a new topic which you don't know about. For example, you don't know anything about yoga and now you want to write a book on yoga because people are buying books, on yoga. No, that's not the way
Yeah.
to go ahead.
Yeah.
That's not the way you should be doing. You should be taking the topic which you are an expert on. Like, for example, Giriraj, if you want to write, and if you've worked for 10 years in digital marketing, then you know what needs to go into digital marketing. Nobody has to tell you that, okay,
Yeah.
that I have to write about social
Yeah.
media, I have to write about ads, I have to write about, the importance of, being on
Yeah.
these platforms. So then you know the framework and you know the chapter names as well. But if someone like me wants to write on digital marketing, I, I don't know much about it. So then I'll have to research and then I'll have to learn. So then it will be very difficult for me to understand that, what all things should go in this book because I'm not an expert. So the thing is that when you are an expert,
Yeah.
then only you should go ahead and write a non-fiction book. If you're writing a self-help kind of book, but if you want to write a biography, still again, it's pretty clear to you that whose biography is it, your own, autobiography, or you're writing biography of a known person, the entire life. If it is a celebrity, he's a celebrity, he or she is a celebrity, then you know exactly online that their timeline, and then all you have to do is put it in the book format. So that's how you do it.
And anything about the book storytelling and all about the books कि कैसे लिखते हैं कैसे like story frame करते हैं everything. And one of the last stage of after the finishing book story and everything is the publishing. So according to you how to publish a book?
Okay. So, of course, you've written a fantastic book and now you want to go ahead and publish it. I recommend self publishing. Okay. You can publish in three ways. Either you can go to a traditional publisher like Shrishti, Penguin, Rupa. Okay. They're big publishers. So, for them, you'll have to approach a literary agent, or you can go to a vanity publisher like essay publishers, that you pay and they will design your cover. So basically whatever services you are taking from them, they are going to charge you and you're going to pay them. And third way of
yeah,
publishing is self-publishing, where you spend as per your need. Okay, you can, these days everybody is so good at designing covers, so you can design your cover yourself. You can save money there. You can proofread, format, and self-edit your book, and then go ahead and self-publish it on Amazon. That's what I recommend. But it's up to you. You know which path you want to choose.
yeah,
Traditional publishing cost you around anywhere from 2 lakhs onwards. Okay, because nobody
yeah,
is going to accept right from the beginning unless you're a really good author, or a known person, a celebrity or an influencer. Then probably traditional publisher is going to publish your book without asking for anything, but otherwise you'll have to pay. Otherwise,
yeah,
the best thing is to go ahead and self publish it yourself. And that's what I take in one of my next courses of how do you self publish a
yeah,
book. So that's what I take in one of my courses.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, guys, I put link in the also course of the Shweta ma'am in the bio, so you can go check out. And after the end of the session, we will discuss about your course and all these things. And then my other questions is publishing in then how can we promote our book जिससे कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा readers परचेस करें बुक्स को
So book, book is having three pillars. Okay, writing,
या
publishing, and marketing. इसमें से कुछ भी गड़बड़
या
हुआ ना, your book is not going to work. So people who think that कुछ भी
या
लिख दो बिकता है, ऐसा नहीं है. Okay, so you have to have a really solid book first. Then आपको लगता है कि अरे कोई भी जाके YouTube पे चैनल बना सकता है, but how many are influencers? Okay, similarly everyone can
या
self publish, but there are a lot of things that go into self publishing also that you need to know, so that your books come on the first or second page of Amazon when people are searching for books. अगर आपकी book 10th या 20th page पे आएगी, then nobody is going to buy your book. So that's what I show in my course, that
या
this is how you configure your book page on Amazon. And then the next part, as you said, asked that how do you actually promote your book. So if you ask any author,
या
they would say, okay, go ahead and put up ads for it. So of course you have to spend a lot in marketing. It's like consistently you'll have to spend on marketing your book in ads, Amazon ads, Facebook ads, get a lot of reviews from friends, family, book reviewers. So you'll have to spend all at all these places. Some people think that मैंने तो बहुत अच्छी book लिखी है and it's going to sell like hotcakes. Doesn't happen that way. So you have to market your
या
book. Even if you've written a fantastic book, you will have to market it, promote it. So yes, that's how you do it. And you have to have a consistent plan for your book marketing, that I take in one of my, the advanced level of course, where I, show the authors how do you actually market your book.
yeah, sure. And also one of the last questions, because मेरा ये जो सेशन था, because I decide कि मुझे like सारा कवर करना था कि book writing से लेके and promoting and all this stuff. Or I think we have done anything कि if someone is watch the full podcast episode, तो उसको शायद नीड्स नहीं पड़ेगी कि लाइक काफी और सारे वीडियोस देखने की. एंड आल्सो my one of them my last question in how to make authority and earning from the books,
Okay,
because
very good
writing is
question.
done, marketing is done. Yeah,
Yeah, so the thing is,
yeah,
authority, authority में author है. So if you want to be seen as an
yeah,
authority in your field, you have to write a book. Okay. And you
yeah,
can write a book as an authority only when you're an expert in that field. So don't, be in a hurry to write a book just for the sake of it. Spend a lot of time learning your field. Only then go ahead and write a book. So I want people to write a book only if they have genuine expertise in their field, be it marketing, be it podcasting, be it authoring,
yeah,
be it what change making, be it anything else. The thing is that you have to be really
yeah,
expert, be it fitness, be it yoga, whatever you're writing, be it investing, whatever you are writing on to be seen as an authority, you really have to have expertise in that field. Then only, write a book.
Yeah.
It's not that, once you write a book, you'll get authority. Okay. So don't mislead people. That's
Yeah.
my, take on this is have a lot of knowledge, not just knowledge, apply them, learn and then write. So that's why the first thing I tell for first time beginners people, if you have spent like 15 years, 10, 15 years in your industry, then go ahead and write a self help or a non-fiction book. Otherwise, go with a fiction book.
Yeah.
Okay. For people who are 21-year old,
Yeah.
22-year old, how can you write something on non-fiction? Because you just started your career. So then, in that case, you should be writing in fiction. And what else?
Yeah.
What was one
Yeah.
more question? Authority, and one more question was there.
I earning some money in
Earning some
this
money, yes,
side.
yes. So of
Yeah.
course you can earn your, earn money from your books. So there are two things. One is you can earn a lot of money from your books, or you can earn a lot of money from around books, like speaking opportunities, your courses. So these are the two ways you can earn from
Yeah.
your book. Okay. So for that you have to have a really awesome book, and that's why I tell people that you have to write perfect, I mean very good book, so that you can utilize both. You can earn from your books and you can also earn around your books. So that is why, join my course.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing, and also I think we covered the all questions of related to book writing, related to authority, related to anything. And also, guys, if you know more about anything, मतलब ये because 1 hour में like इतना ही दे सकते, but I think you know more about book writing because it's a not one topic जो एक podcast में मैं या मैम cover कर सकते हैं. So if you know more about book writing, how to publish your books, how to promote your books, how to earn through your books, and opportunities books से क्या क्या आपको मिल सकती हैं, everything you know, तो join मैम का जो course है, a mentorship program, join with us. And also I'm sharing the link in my bio, and you can go through them, ma'am, any social media platform, and Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and their personal website. And one amazing thing, आप लोग गूगल पे जैसे सर्च करोगे श्वेता समोटा, तो इनका बड़ा सा गूगल ग्राफ खुल जाता है. तो दैट्स अमेजिंग थिंग कि जिसमें इनकी बुक्स वगैरह हर चीज होती है. तो आई लव दैट जितने भी ऑथर होते हैं, तो मुझे सबसे अच्छी चीज इनमें वही लगती है कि गूगल काफी अच्छे से उनका नॉलेज ग्राफ बनाता है, मतलब बिल्कुल अमेजिंग वाला थोड़ा, इधर रिव्यूज बुक्स अबाउट अस. तो आई लव द थिंग्स. so that's about you, and you can search everywhere, कहीं भी जाके सर्च करो and reach out them, ma'am. And also, if you are not purchasing, ma'am, Sweta ma'am books, to go and Amazon, Flipkart. And one thing, अगर आपको लव स्टोरीज वाली बुक्स पढ़नी हो, तो यार जाओ एंड देखो. एंड आल्सो रिव्यू देना मत भूलना यार, बिकॉज काफी लोग रिव्यूज नहीं देते हैं, बिकॉज इट्स अप्रिशिएट विद एनी राइटर. एंड रिव्यू, ऑनेस्टली मैं पहले इस चीजों को नहीं समझता था, देन अभी मैं जितनी भी बुक्स रीड करता हूँ, तो ऑनेस्टली गिव अ रिव्यू, बिकॉज आई नो वन रिव्यू इज कितना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट, लाइक जो एक राइटर्स ऑथर्स होते हैं उन पे कितना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट छोड़ता है, बिकॉज दे आर इंस्पायर्ड, दे आर, क्योंकि उनको उनका इंस्पिरेशन वही है कि मैं जो नॉलेज शेयर कर रहा हूँ वो ऑडियंस तक जा रही है प्रॉपरली, उससे लोग बेनिफिट्स ले पा रहे हैं या नहीं, लोगों को बेनिफिट्स हो रहा है या नहीं. तो दैट्स व्हाई. तो then my last question is, and if you give advice to someone, 18-year, 20-year youngest guys, which is write their own book, there are no clue about their life, so what's the best career advice as well as book reading advice for the youngest guy?
Okay. So, yes, if you are 18-year-old or 16-year-old or even 14-year-old, so I take courses, meaning mentorship program right from 10-year-olds. So 10-year to 90-year-old are my people, in my group. So yes, the advice is, first thing is that get fit. Okay. So I'm a fitness enthusiast and I'm marathon
Yeah,
marathoner. So I want everyone out here who's listening to this
yeah,
podcast, number one thing is good health. because only when you have good health, you are going to,
Yeah.
do whatever you want to do. So that's the number one thing, to be happy, to do whatever you want, to be successful, is to get fit. Second thing is read more, read a lot of books. If you want to write books, the success tip is to read books. Okay. Only when you read a lot, you'll be able to write some. So if you want to write a book, read at least 20 books. Okay. So then only
Yeah.
go and sit to write one book. So that's a tip. If you want to be fit, so be fit, read more to get influenced, and write more to influence people. So these are the three things I follow. These are like my life mantra, that be fit, read more,
Yeah.
write more.
Yeah, it's amazing. And also one of them are questions ki how can reach people more and more with you and your mentorship.
So they can
Yeah.
message me on Instagram, direct message. They can message me
Yeah.
on Twitter or Facebook, or join my course. So these are the ways you can reach me out. Just message me, direct message me. I'm active on all the social media platforms. Just message me, or you can come on my website. There's a chat box, and you can chat with me on my website as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so once again, guys, and they reach out with the ma'am and is open to talk. Everyone up message karoge is reply within 1 minute, 2 minute, maybe जब इनको टाइम मिलेगा तब, but is reply. And so once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining with me and give your best important time with on my podcast and sharing your best knowledge. I think you are cover everything about book reading to and earning. It's all about like सारा जो भी जितना भी doubts होता है. And so once again, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much,
joining with
Giriraj.
me,
Thank
and
you. Thank
yeah,
you.
and yeah, for giving your time, and yeah, stay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,